This episode is brought to you by the fine folks at Babylon Burning. Babylon Burning is a 50-year-old legacy screen printing business located in the heart of San Francisco's South of Market district. They specialize in high-quality custom screen printing that's built to last. For 5 decades, they've been putting ink to fabric, working hands-on with beloved SF institutions like Rainbow Grocery, the Balboa Theater, and SF MoMA to produce custom merchandise people love to wear, collect, and proudly show off. 2026 marks 50 years of keeping this well-oiled machine running strong. To celebrate this incredible milestone, longtime owner Mike Lynch has extended an open invitation to the public for an all-day 50th anniversary party on Friday, March 13th. Bring a shirt to print, dance a little, raise a glass, swap stories, and help celebrate a shop that's been keeping San Francisco weird, loud, and well-dressed since day one.
It is an attempt to fill some of the gaps that traditional media is leaving out wide open. And I was interested in this medium of podcasting after doing years and years of more like traditional 2,000-word articles. I was like, seems to be a way that people like to consume information.
That was Toshio Meronek from San Francisco. I'm Jeff, and this is Storied San Francisco, a show about the artists, activists, and working people who make this city unlike any other in the world. Thanks to our fiscal sponsor, Independent Arts and Media, you can donate to Storied San Francisco at any level and frequency to help us cover production costs, and your donation is tax deductible. Just click the donate button on our homepage, storiedsf.com, and you'll be taken to a really easy interface. Thanks in advance for your support. This episode is part 2 of 2, so if you haven't yet, go back and listen to part 1. In this episode, we talk about Toshio's 20 years in San Francisco, leading up to starting and running the incredible Sad Francisco podcast. Here's the conclusion of my chat with Toshio Meronek. Would you say like that? So that's kind of the first time you remember, and that speaks to like an impression that San Francisco left on you. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and just like seeing like the trolley, like some of these like iconic San Francisco things that, I was impressed. It felt like a big city. It's obviously it's the second densest city of the U.S. after New York. And
Isla Vista down in Isla Vista is also dense, but it's not a big city. Yeah, it's
in
like
Santa Barbara.
There's like a zip code in Isla Vista, right? It's like that zip code and Chinatown, San Francisco are like the most densely populated.
Okay.
Maybe not zip code, but like precinct or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. Sure.
I loathe, like, in Orange County, you have to get in the car and, like, drive half an hour to get to anything. And so, like, I always hated that. And so I would take the bus, like, before I could drive around Orange County. But, like, the bus system sucks. Like, it's, like, they put no investment in it because they just assume it's for, poor people.
Right.
And it's, Orange County is not about that. And so I, like, wanted somewhere with like a subway that seems so novel to me, where it was easy to get around and like you could walk to things.
We have a lot more to talk about, but also I'm just going to go on record saying you were born where you were born, but I feel like you kind of just should have been. Like to grow up in Orange County and be like, I don't like cars.
Yeah.
Is bananas. And I'm so glad you found San Francisco for that reason and other reasons. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
People rep the Bay so hard that, I always feel like sheepish, even having lived here for 20 years, like coming from Orange County. And, I mean, I appreciate it. I love that people love this place so hard. And I'm honored to even be considered to be on this podcast, which is like, it seems like, it's a lot of people who are born here.
It is, but not exclusively. I think it's as compelling when, like me, you choose to live here. Like you come from somewhere else and you saw this as a place
Yeah.
that you could be more authentically yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah. As long as you're not pushing someone else out doing it. Yeah, absolutely.
Correct. 100%. So you didn't get that internship. You went back to Portland and then you got the job. And so '06, you're just like, I'm doing it. I'm moving to that place.
Yeah, I mean, at that point in time, again, like, it felt like, oh, you could get a job, full-time writing. But like you were hinting at, like, I think that rings true to me. Like, the more that I do the work that I do, which, like, I love being able to kind of, be the editor of, like, decide the content calendar for the podcast. Like, we live in capitalism, and so inevitably the things that I want to talk about, which are generally anti-capitalist in nature, I may never make a living off of doing that.
Yeah, I get you,
because
yeah.
why would in a capitalist society, the whatever, like, why would capital fund something that is against it? So it pains me to say, but, like, I just don't know that I will ever make a living off of doing this. That said, please go to Patreon and subscribe if you can.
Yes.
Would love it. Give me a tip. I feel like, I finally have started to incorporate that, like, pitch a little bit into the podcast more. It feels like busking, like being in a alt country band back in Portland, busking.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But you kind of got to do it.
Let's go back. We obviously, listeners know why we're talking to you, and we'll get to that. But let's go back, because 20 years is a long ass time. You've been here a minute. What kinds of things were you doing besides that first job before you started?
Let's see. Finding a place, which even at that point in time was rough.
There was always, I don't think this is true anymore, but Craigslist.
Yeah.
I used to have a theory. It's like you're always either looking for a job, and that's hard to get, and a place is easy to get, or it's flip-flop. Places are easy, jobs are tough.
Yeah.
Did you come around? Did you find that to be true when you, in these early days?
At that point in time, yeah. I mean, it was, like, rough getting a house. I remember, like, I did, first two places I lived in the Mission, Craigslist was where I found them. The first place I moved out after 1 month because the place got set on fire. It was 7 of us.
Wait, cross streets, please.
It was, it was like Dolores and 27th-ish.
Okay.
And I like, it was a revolving door, and people were moving in and out all the time. And so somebody had left a bunch of sleeping bags next to the water heater, and, like, I guess you're not supposed to do that.
Oh, man.
And so, the place, like, set on fire, like, the sprinklers went off, and I decided, I guess I should, maybe this was my 1 month that I did this, and on to the next. So then, I did, like, you have to, still couldn't afford getting my own place, but I found another place in the Mission that was at Bartlett and 24th.
Oh, yeah, by the library.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I think just reopened, by the way.
Yeah. And
by the BART. Right by the BART.
Yeah, I mean, like, such an ideal location for a lot of reasons.
Oh, yes.
And I was very fortunate, like, but I do remember, like, finding the place off Craigslist, and then, going to, like, the open house, and then having to, like, try to, like, impress like strangers. A few different places. Yeah, like that wasn't the only place that I put my like application in at. I remember like one of the other places. that's not
We
that
don't have
interesting
to.
of a story. Yeah, never mind.
So you bounced around a little bit, and then you ended up where we are now,
Yeah.
and you've been here a minute.
Yeah, since 2013.
Is it
And
not moving fucking rad?
yes.
Not moving is kind of the best thing ever.
Yeah, so this is like a below market rate apartment. So I don't have a landlord. Like
Oh,
I guess I have a mortgage actually.
okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Congrats.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't have to like worry too much about getting like kicked out, which is solid.
Hell yeah. Okay. Anything major before we get to...
Let's see. Yeah.
I should ask, when did you start San Francisco?
That was like 2022.
22. Okay, yeah, so we've got some years to fill in.
Yeah. What happened? Let's see. I think some of the formative things, like in my 20s, I was still dealing with some of the self-loathing. I was trying to impress people that like, I didn't need to be spending so much time impressing, unfortunately.
Right.
But, I guess no regrets because there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
But that said, like, I feel like something that definitely informed my politics was like meeting my boyfriend and then getting like drawn into like more like radical left organizing.
Yes,
And
awesome.
I think if people are feeling hopeless about this moment in time in politics in the US, like the best thing that you can do, I'm not the first one to say it for sure, but is just like join a group and like organize with them regularly.
Yeah, like if at the very least you will find other like-minded people.
Yeah.
And then figure out ways to do stuff about it.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
those are both good things.
Totally. Yeah, and even though like it took me a long time to be okay with the fact that like the world that I want to see, I don't believe that I will see it in my lifetime, and being okay with that, still continuing to work towards that.
I love that. And I think that's a good segue to talk about what gave you the idea to be like, I'm going to do this thing.
The podcast?
Yeah.
So I had done some other podcasts. Like I had been writing. So doing the writing for the Light Green Living publication, it subsidized some of the work that I was doing writing for lefty publications like Truth Out, In These Times. Al Jazeera America had come and like quickly was closed down, but it was here in San Francisco for a second.
Right.
That was the time when like Al Gore had launched Current TV.
Oh yeah.
For a very short amount of time here in San Francisco also. And I think corporate media just, I mean, it's hard to have news institutions when you are like the news industry. It just has been owned and like favors people like the Hearsts who own the Chronicle.
Yeah, it's been happening for a minute.
Yeah,
and it's arguably gotten worse.
Yeah, I would definitely say so.
It's consolidated. It's gone through phases, right? And it's consolidating now.
Oh,
it's
totally. Yeah,
nepotistic and evil and all that shit.
Absolutely. Yeah, like CBS News with like Barry Weiss, and then like TikTok being owned by Larry Ellison of Oracle, who just sold his house here for $45 million.
I remember there was a time before the election of 2024, sad face, and the inauguration last year on MLK Day. What the absolute fuck? There was a time between those two events where it was something about TikTok USA being shut down.
Yeah.
And I was literally at a party I'm not on TikTok, but I know a lot of people I know are. And someone was like, "Oh, this is weird. TikTok isn't working." But they put up a message that said, "We are hoping that President Trump," they were already calling him that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then when it came back on, it made it look like he did it.
Yep. I know. It's so...
I was like, my scream reflex doesn't work anymore.
Like, I think, yeah, I mean, by now, like, when I first, like, thought about doing journalism, I didn't go to journalism school, but I was...
Which I'm finding amazing, by the way. Well, doesn't matter.
Interesting.
Your journalism is so good.
Oh, thank you. I'm interested in, like, fighting out the truth, the why of situations, and I think now in 2026, it's just so clear that the objectivity that was like sold to us all, I think they did a better job selling it. That objectivity and the news were, two things that were compatible like 20 years ago versus today. Like when you have, TikTok praising Trump, as soon as you open the app, it's like it's so clear.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you believe, besides yourself, because what I've seen is that it's gone local. Like there are several local sources that I absolutely trust.
Yeah.
Some of them I know personally, some of them I don't. But it's like they're on the ground and they're in our communities and they're reporting and they're holding truth to power. And
yeah, no, totally. Like
that's all I have.
Totally. Yeah, I'm always excited. Like I'm excited about your podcast. I'm excited about these new publications that are coming up. I just interviewed somebody for the podcast from Bay Area Current, which is like kind of like labor focused out of East Bay and mostly volunteer run. Coyote Solejo has been on the podcast.
Nice.
And the Phoenix Project. I've had Jeremy and Julia on a few times on the podcast, and
cool.
Like they're doing journalism that is needed, because the fact is, like a lot of the legacy media, the traditional organizations aren't doing the job that we need them to do.
Yeah. Okay. Can you tell folks who might not know what Sad Francisco is and why it's called that?
Sad Francisco is a podcast that my boyfriend named.
It's his fault.
I can't claim that I came up with it, but it is an attempt to fill some of the gaps that traditional media is leaving out wide open. And I was interested in this medium of podcasting after doing years and years of more like traditional 2,000 word articles. I was like, seems to be a way that people like to consume information in the
I sure hope so.
late aughts, or not late aughts, the late 2010s, and I want to see what it's about. And so I just started by like almost like converting some of my like written articles into like podcast episodes.
Oh shit, okay.
Which,
smart #content.
I mean, honestly, like, yeah, everybody should do this. If you are a journalist, I don't know how you could, survive not doing this at this point. Like in 2026, you have to sort of, if you're writing an article, you have to like also make a TikTok about it. You have to like talk about it on a podcast. Like there's unfortunately that old model of journalism where you can just do the one medium.
Right.
I mean, how do you find it?
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And I have the storied TikTok claimed. I just haven't done anything with it.
Sure.
Because who has the time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
My approach is like do what I can.
You can't be great at all of them. And so sometimes I absolutely feel like I'm like, damn, like this doesn't look good. Certainly like I would prefer to, not film the podcast like, with these like basically like lawn chairs in my 242 square foot apartment. Sometimes that would be amazing. That said, I know that people are consuming it for reasons that aren't the aesthetic.
Right.
Luckily.
Right.
So I don't let it get me down too much. There's something about 2026 that people, I think, of course, like looking for authenticity. They're not as like hard up if you don't have everything looking perfect.
Right. It's more the message.
Yeah.
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 The substance of what you're saying and doing.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, until I find that magical capitalist that will fund my fundamentally anti-capitalist venture to where I could hire people
Yeah.
to do the TikTok or to do the. It's like, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and kind of double down, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, and like know that, like what you're doing is going to get better. Like as, obviously like one of the reasons that podcasting is, or any kind of like journalism where you're doing a lot of interviews and like Q&As and like profiles, like an audience will find you eventually if you keep doing what you're doing and you're interviewing people who are doing interesting stuff, who also have networks of their own.
And we'll collaborate with you on IG posts.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, social media.
No shade on anyone who won't.
It's very, it's a lot of it is about promo.
Totally.
I mean, more than ever,
Totally.
like TikTok, it's like every third video feels like TikTok shop. Like people are trying to sell you something. And in a way, I'm trying to sell people on the podcast every video I put up.
I already used the word consume, which again I don't like, but it's like that's what we want people to listen and to,
Totally.
We want all that.
Yeah.
Speaking of all that, do you want to tell folks how they find you and where they find you and how they can support you?
Yeah, they can go to patreon.com/SadFrancisco, and it is free to sign up and listen to the podcast. You do not have to get a paid subscription, but it's also, if you type in Sad Francisco on most of the podcast apps, it should come up, or YouTube.
And then where can they find you on social media?
All, any and all, the Blue Sky, TikTok for now, the censorship on TikTok has gotten so intense that it feels like in a few months it just might not be a place for if you're doing any kind of political commentary.
Interesting.
But Instagram, Facebook, I still post stuff on Twitter, although I'm on it a lot less than I was a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. I like that you still call it Twitter.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Yeah, I think most, I haven't heard many people use X other than like on, the talking head cable news.
Yeah, I don't use it because I don't recognize it that that's still a thing. But I do miss Twitter. Actual Twitter. Twitter was fucking rad.
Like when
back in the day, like
we're just like a block down the road, two blocks down the road from where
it was actually useful and at least lended itself to some revolutionary thoughts and ideas and people. And and here we are.
It's a total dumpster fire at this point.
All right, let's end on a high note though. How do you feel? Because I'll go on record as saying I learned about Sad Francisco whatever year it was that you were on the 48 Hills best podcast. It was like top runner up. It was one of the years that my wife Bitch Talk won. But we were like, what's Sad Francisco? We looked up and we were like, oh shit, this is cool. So what I love about what I see on, at least on Instagram, and I've listened to some of your episodes, which are also awesome, but I love it feels relentless, and I think we need that, but it's so like well-informed. Like this is why I'm like, how are you not a journalist? This is crazy. It seems well-informed and just so well delivered, like to where it's easy to take it all in, and it's complex shit you're talking about.
Thank you.
Like it's like the people who are doing sketchy shit in our city, like right behind our backs, with like smiles on their faces.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
How do you do it?
I mean, we live at a time of scammers. Yeah, and I think it is. It's important to like point out the scams that are happening all around us, and to sort of translate it in a way that like people can wrap their heads around it, because a lot of the scams, they're getting more complicated and complex, and like trying to translate that for people. But I mean, I think writing like consistently for a Truth Out or them or Vice over the years, like you start to know how to communicate complicated ideas and in like brief little packages, and clearly more and more people are getting all their news from social media. So it's important to have that brevity while still like having some what's the word, like contextualization basically is what I'm trying to do. But you're married to Bitch Talk.
Yeah, Erin is my wife.
Damn, yeah, one of the best in the game locally.
So funny story. When I woke up on our wedding day in 2021 in October, you wake up that day, you're like, oh fuck, I'm getting married today. That's awesome. Found out that Storied won 48 Hills.
Dope.
So I was like, what is happening? This is like, I felt Truman Show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening?
I mean, and 48 Hills is another one. Like, I need to shout out to Tim, Andrew, who I got to meet recently, and who does their social media. And I thank God for them. Mm-hmm. I want to do something about their SEO, because how do we live in a world that the SF Standard, which just, started publishing like a couple years ago and is funded by all of this sketchy tech money, like
billionaire.
Yeah, totally. Funded by oligarchs. Like, it's suddenly like the first thing that comes up when you're looking for SF news.
Yeah, they pay
of course. Yeah, we all know why. I'm just, people just need to type 48hills.org into their actual like web browser bar, unfortunately. But it's one of the best, most reliable sources.
Totally.
And you have been voted best podcast there.
So in 21, and then a year later, Bitch Talk won. And then they won 3 years in a row.
Dope.
Yeah, great. I'm totally happy for I'm podcasting because I met Erin whenever. Yeah. So I mean, they've been doing this a lot longer, and they totally deserve it. But last year I was like, it's on.
Yeah.
It's on, bitches.
Yeah.
And I actually tried, and then we won last year.
Amazing.
So it's this thing. It's like, between us, we've won 5 years in a row. And we're tired as hell.
The best locally, we've been runner-up a couple years.
There isn't, in my book, there's no such thing as best anything. There's just like a bunch of, and I'm not just saying it, like there's a bunch of people doing rad shit in San Francisco, in the Bay, and that's what my podcast is all about, and that's why you're on it. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree, and I'm like, that's why I'm so stoked to like talk to other people who are making media here and like interested in filling in some of those gaps that, legacy media is not filling. That was Toshio Meronek. We recorded this episode at Toshio's home in San Francisco. On the next episode of Storied, meet and get to know my friend Sonia Mansfield. Episode 13 drops a couple weeks from now, on March 3rd, wherever you get podcasts. Music for Storied San Francisco was produced, performed, and curated by Otis McDonald. Our contributing producer is Aaron Lim of Bitch Talk Podcast. And the show is produced and hosted by me, Jeff Hunt. Now in our 8th season, we have more than 300 episodes available on our website, storiedsf.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts. If possible, please rate and review the show. I want to know what you think. Find us on Substack for our monthly newsletter and more. And follow us on Instagram and Threads at storiedsf. Reach us there or email us at storiedsf@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Try to stay hopeful in these dark times. Keep being wacky, creative, and kind out there. And we'll see you next time on Storied San Francisco. We acknowledge and respect the first humans of the unceded land we call San Francisco, the Ramaytush. We condemn the genocide of these and other tribes across the Western Hemisphere. We honor their legacy and history, and we support rematriation and sovereignty efforts.